ज्ञानप्रदाय विबुधासुरसौख्यदुःखसत्कारणाय विददाय नमो नमस्ते यो विप्रलिम्ब विपरीतमतिप्रबोधान् वादान् निरस्य कृतवान् भुवि तत्त्ववादं सर्वेश्वरो हरिरीति प्रतिपादकं तम् आनन्दतीर्थमुनिवयं नमामि। पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome friends for this session of Kathopanishad as we are continuing. See, last week we have seen the first mantra of the third Valli, where we have said, because the mantra what we have seen is a very important mantra when it's said, just for the purpose of recapitulation. Ritam pibantau sukritasya loke griham pravishtam parame paradde. See, Ritam Pravitam is the highest truth, the essence of the truth. The essence of the truth will come only when you have the intention also right, not only what you are doing, your intention should also be working. Ritam Pibanto Shukratasya Loke Griham Pravishto Parame Pradin. Shukratasya in the sense, Krita in the sense it is a deed, what we are doing, the right deed, the noble deed. The deed, which is very good, because which is the highest deed any human being after evolving can do it, because which is for the benefit of not only himself to the whole society as a whole. But Shukratasya is also a friend. It also says when you do such a good deed, it automatically befriends you. It takes you to the highest level. Shukratasya loke graham pravishte Parame Patate, because he is Guham Pravishte in the sense in the heart of heart, in the Hritaya Akasha, the power, the life force, the Paramatma who resides there, he becomes so happy when he gets it. Pravishte, who is there. Pravishte Parame Parade in the sense, Parame Parade, how the life force comes into us when we take the first breath after the birth. Then, this entire, when the breath comes in, along with the breath, the life force also comes in. Vayu is supposed to be the one who is giving the energy to Vayu, so that, we are all become active in our life. So, Parame Parade with the Vayu, who is the repository of the entire divinity, he brings the life force in us. When we say, we have got Paramatma inside us, when we take the first breath along with the Vayu, he comes. The Vayu has been accorded the highest place in the scriptures. In fact, we will also be seeing in another Upanishad that will be coming in Satprashna Upanishad later, when all the senses were fighting with each other, the eyes, the ear, the nose, the mouth, the hands, the karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, when they were fighting with each other, who is superior, the Vayu said silently, look, because you keep fighting, I am going out. But then they realized if Vayu goes out, if the breath goes out, you are nobody. The senses don't have any role to play. So that's how Vayu has been given a highest place. So when Vayu is there, he gets the life force in him, and that is the life force which is inside us. Therefore, who is Pravishte in the life force is inside us because we are breathing. When we are breathing, we are able to get access to that. So when he is there, he is always able to enjoy all the good deeds. Whenever he befriends, he looks for people who are doing it, so that the entire humanity, because we have to know Vivishti iti Vishnu, he is in everybody, not only in us. He is in every being, even if it is a snake or it is an animal, in everyone's life force is, the divinity is there. Vivishti iti Vishnu. But he gives the highest bliss, that is Shivogam. Shivogam is the highest bliss. That gives, Shiva is the controller of the mind, Manas. If you want to control the mind, you need the grace of Shiva. The grace of Shiva helps you to control the mind. That is how you are able to elevate yourself to the highest process of knowing the scriptures and the highest knowledge. Why we have to know the highest knowledge? Why? What is the purpose and why it is being repeatedly said? Why it is said Ritham, the highest truth, essence and all. We will see that this has been given, because when he gets this, when you are capable of getting the highest knowledge and highest truth, why the life force should be happy? Because by virtue of that, he is a resident in all other beings. They will also get the benefit. So there will be a harmony in the entire living beings. There will be harmony in the human beings. There will be harmony in the sort of in the flora and fauna, as well as the animal kingdom. They will also be in harmony. When everyone can live in the harmony, the world will be a beautiful place to live. You don't have to seek happiness. Happiness per se will come to you automatically. That is what it said, and it said, the mantra also said chaya tapo atapo, because like when you are walking in a hot sun, when you get a shade, you will enjoy the shade for women, because you will not be able to bear the heat of that hot sun. So then when it is that is what in Tirukural also we call enpilele kayam veil bole anpilele kayam aram, because when you are able to get the highest elevated thought, you will be getting the highest bliss. But when you don't have that, you will be roasted in the heat of the whatever, you will have to go through the worldly ways. The sorrows and happiness will come one after the other, because happiness and sorrow are the incidentally happening. You are not the doer. It is happening. Why it is happening? Because it is happening through you, not by you. That is what all the masters have said. Whatever we are doing, it is getting done by through us, done through us, done by not by done by us. Once you understand you are not the doer, you will not be having any sort of a ill will in doing any. You will be trying to give the best, irrespective of the fact whether you are going to do it for someone who like you and someone who doesn't like you. You will not be seeing any differentiation. But as far as you are concerned, you have to give the excellent sort of offering. Whatever you are, if you are going to help him, if you are going to sort of giving him a professional advice, you will try to give the same advice to everyone, irrespective of whether a person is close to you or whether a person is paying you higher or nothing like that. You will not be differentiating, because that is the professional excellence. See, the professional dharma is you have to give the best to everyone. A lawyer who is arguing in a court, and he will have to argue for everyone, irrespective of the fact whether he is arguing for the one whose case he has taken, or some case he has been made to advocate, because there is something called amicus curiae. Amicus curiae is when no one has a lawyer, the court appoints someone to argue his case free of cost, because he doesn't have any resources. And he, at that point of time, he can't simply say, I am just doing it as a charity. He can't say like that. So when you are having that mentality to offer best at any circumstances, that is what this mantra says, you will be able to get the highest truth. That is what the Paramatma inside likes. So once you are able to get that Brahma Vito Vadanti, once you know you have got the Brahma Gyan, when you are able to be in the present moment and give the best to whatever you are doing, and when you are doing, it is not you are doing, it is getting it done by you, because by your mental conditionalities, and whatever you have the three qualities, sattvic, rajasic and tamasic, how you have cultivated, and more percentage of sattvic in you will enable you to get the best out of you. The less percent of sattvic always it will involve some sort of a obstruction. So that is why to grow yourself is to get the happiness to yourself and dispense the happiness to others. There is a very famous word said by Mark Twain. There are two important things we will have to, two important days in our life. The day is when we are born. That is most important day, because we have come into this world to experience the world. The next thing is when we know why you are born. That we are not able to give an attention. Why we are born, we are never because bothered about it. We are indulging in as it comes by. We are with the flow. As we are taken in, because we are not taken even a moment to find, because what is the purpose we are here? Is it that, because we have to be like floating like this, like a log of wood in the river, in a flood, and go wherever it takes, or should we have to do? Chaya, because this is what it said. When it said, because the next mantra, Brahma Vito Vadanti, because when you get a Brahma Jnanam by offering all of whatever the best at any point of time to everyone without likes and dislike, and when it is likable to Paramatma, and as well as when they're likable to Paramatma, and then Paramatma in everyone else. So he is without and within. Within also, because he is observing you and he is helping you and he is always with you. But he is always willing to hear you. But do you have a time to converse with him? Do you have a time to pray for him? Pray for him and ask and discuss with him. Are you able to take him only in the good times? Because when you are in the bad times, you always think of God. But when you're in the good times, are you able to take him as a partner? So there is an instance in the life of Ramana Maharshi. A person came and told him, he was in the utter misery, because he was coming to Ramana Maharshi's ashram for quite long. One day, he was saying, but he was not able to, he was living the life, he is having so many problems. One day he fell on his feet and said, look, I am surrendering to you, I am offering all my sins and all my sufferings to you. Then Ramana Maharshi asked, okay, you are offering all your sins and sufferings. Why not all the great punyas you have done as well as the great happiness, whatever you have got, whatever God has given you? Why don't you surrender that also? So for that, you because that don't come to automatically. Only when you get into the Adhyatma, surrender means it's not only whatever is obstructions that is happening to you. Only when you are realizing that logic doesn't work, there is some power who is guiding you to get through the life. That is not the only thing, but in the happiness also you should be part of it. Whenever there is someone, because trying to be, trying to come to you for some help, when you are having a resources, you should have the mind to dispense with the resources as much as you think it is right at that point of time. That also at that point of time you will have to get it done by him. When you have the feeling it is not that what you have got is yours, it is that he has given it to you. That is why when you say, when you try to share and all, care and all, when you know it is not yours, then you will try to share and care. But when you think it is yours, you will not be able to do. That is why when we say we will have to give up I and me and mine, that is the highest possible evolution at any point of time. Why I and me and mine, we are not able to give up? Because always thoughts holds us telling, look, this, you have got this happiness and it has happened to you, because you have to suffer and you got the pain in the body and you got all these afflictions, you don't have a money to do, because you will have to do all those things. It is you, but once you make the highest power, Paramatma, as a partner, you simply be going about doing it, automatically you are shifting the entire burden to him. He will take care of it. So once he is taking care of it, he will give you the right thought. He will give you the right clarity of mind. What is thought? Thought is the vibration at that point of time, based on whatever you are experienced earlier. No new thought comes without past experience. You will not be getting a new thought. You will not be, if you have not studied a subject, you will not get a thought about that subject. Unless it has been told to you, you heard from someone, then only you will get it. Likewise, whenever you get the thought, it is that past whatever has happened, based on that, your thought comes. A teenager, who has seen a girl the other day, then the thought gets, seeded into him. Then he thinks about that, he goes after that and all. Like a person, who wants to attain something, who has seen a new car and he want to buy, the thought seeded into him once he sees the new car. Otherwise, it doesn't seed to him. But when it happens, what happens? It is the past that comes to you and gives a new seed into you, and you are taken in. But you are taken away from now. So whenever the thought, the vibration comes based on the past, it creates a future desire. The future desire comes, you are after that. So therefore, what to do? So I am a human being. I will be having a thought. What am I to do? In the sense, thoughts will come and go. You may be seeing a car. Okay, it is a car. It is a means of transportation. Okay, leave it at that. When you need a transportation, you will work for that. You will get the whatever transportation you deserve and desire, and what you need will be given to you at the right point of time. Not that when you don't need, you don't have to walk, but you don't have to go miles, for that, and everything is just in a stone's throw. Why do you need a transportation? You got God-given legs are there. You will be able to go. But even then, still you want, everyone is having a car. I'm having a car, in the sense it's not your need, it's your greed. You will not be able to get that. This is exactly the first mantra, I think, but basically what it says is, you got the God, what is inside you, he is observing you, he is giving you the shade based on all the good deeds, whatever you have done. He is not giving you the shade, it happens to you. He is just keeping you and helping you to get the shade always. But because of your indulgence in the world, when you are able to get, it becomes, you are roasted in the heat. So how to define it? That's why when we deal in samsara, we always do panchagnis, because panchagni we talked about. Panchagni is Deva. Once we, because we always do the pujas, with the highly elevated souls, gurus and all. Then we talk about, because all the bhutas in the sense, panchabhutas are there. Panchabhutas are also being considered to be, one of the ones, to which we will have to offer give the offering. The panchabhutas and the devas and then manushyas, because you will have to serve the creation of the God who is by side you. Because not only when you mean, you will have to serve the other person, you will have to serve the public at large, means you have to serve the flora and fauna as well, because they are also part of it, because they are all enabling. See, for instance, without the viruses, the human being can't survive. But all viruses is not, because always, helpful to you. Sometimes, it has got its own evolution and all. Likewise, all bacteria, you need the bacteria. Without bacteria, you will not be able to live. Even for digestion, you need a lot of bacteria to be generated in your gut based on whatever input you are giving. Then only, whatever you are taking, will be taken in, digested, and the energy will be given to you. You will not be able to do that. That is the Panchagni. Then once you think it is then Deva, then Bhuta, Panchabhutas, and then Manushya, and then Pitrus. Pitrus, when we talk about whoever has given the knowledge, when we have come into this world, because they are the reason for this, by virtue of that we have come into this world. Having come into this world, you don't belong to them. Nor they are there, they have given birth to you and you have got a duty to be looking after them, but then they also can't have ownership on you, because you belong to the whole world. You belong to the Paramatma. Once you have that, it's like a log of wood. Yasta kashtancha samyetam paraspara, like a big flood. Lot of logs of woods are coming, but the log of woods, one to the other, when they come together, they become parents, sometimes become wife, then they become children. And when the flood takes in a different direction, we all go out. So we all belong to the flood of the full, because we belong to the ocean, the cosmic ocean, we belong to that. That's why I think Sandhya Madam has sent a very beautiful poem by Khalil Gibran. How, the river, when it gets into the water, gets into confluence of the ocean, it trembles with fear. It doesn't, because it sees, it will lose its identity. It will have to. But then it takes a risk. That's what Khalil Gibran says. We don't say it is not a risk. It is an evolution. When you are evolution, what is that? Because when you are trying to get into the ocean, when a drop gets into the ocean, the drop should become part of the ocean. It should not have any entity of it. But then that is the highest evolution a human being can get after Adhyatma. By telling Aham Brahmasmi, you will not become one. By telling Tattvamasi, you will not, I am that, because you will not become that. Sarvam Kalvitam, Brahma, because everything, Sarvam Kalu Itam Brahma, that's what, everything here is the manifestation of the God, you will not. Because once you become, you are subsumed like a camphor. You will not be leaving any trace of you. You are part of it. Then there is nobody called you. When you lose I, that is Advaita. That's what they say, the highest evolution. But by bhakti, when you surrender and giving up me and mine, that is Tattvavada, Visishtadvaita and all. Because the bhakti is a means by which you will be able to do very easily. So why bhakti is easier than, because you're doing, is becoming, Aham Brahmasmi, it's a Mahavakya. But everyone can't attain that Aham Brahmasmi. Because where you will not be having any entity of your own. You don't exist. It is only silent. There is nobody to exist to question. There is nobody to exist to answer. This is what, because this is Ashtavakra Gita, because somewhere it is coming in the, explaining the Advaita at a higher level. But we will see that, as we go about and all. So as we said, two things are very important. The day we are born and the day we start questioning why we have come. These two purposes are important. You don't, whether you become bhakti or marga, whether karma marga, or whether you become jnana marga, that's all different. But once you understand why you have come, you will understand the purpose. For you will have to accumulate, you will have to evolve. There is an occasion, durlabam manushya janmana. Why? Because once you come into them, then you will be able to go to the next level of mumukshatvam. To look into the Adhyatma, then we are able to consider all other beings. Nana janasya shushushu karmaha. As Madhvacharya said, karma yoga is important. As long as you consider that serving others is the most important service. So once you have it, same the Ramanuja said Dasabhava. Once you said, because Swami and Dasabhava, Shishtadvaita says, you are the Swami is there and I am here to serve him. Once you have that, that is important. So once you, but how will you come, look, I am Brahmasmi and I am equally powerful, and if you do that, you are not evolved. And it is said, you will not be evolved as long as you are having body, mind and intellect active and it is guiding you. You will have to transcend. How to transcend? That's what we have come into Adhyatma. And whether you are transcending or not, the first step in the entire the Adhyatma is you have to surrender yourself. You make him a partner in everything, not only in the when something bad happens, you look up to the God and why it is happening only to me. But you should also be able to share something good is happening to you also. You should be able to share your resources. You will be able to share your knowledge. You will be able to share your advice. Whatever little you can offer, you should be able to offer. Not that you have to go and change the world. You will not be able to change the world. You will have to change yourself. Adhyatma is changing yourself so that you become eligible, you become more human than what you are, and you are trying to get to the highest human evolution possible. So when you are able to highest evolution possible, that is where the final seed. And because Madhvacharya says, when you let everyone have to flourish to your full potential. Each one of us have got a strength. Each one of us have got a weakness. We will have to use our strength as much as possible so that the weaknesses disappear. The opportunities are God-given opportunities will automatically come to you. And then you will be, there will not be any threat, because abhayam, nirbhayam, when we say the highest evolution is nirbhayam, you don't have any sort of fear. Wherever in the life, at any point of time, you don't feel any fear. I've got someone to look after me. I have someone who is with me. Even my children are not with me, even my family is not with me, even my parents are not with me. There is someone with me. As long as I am doing, what is right as it appears to me, and with whatever full might of mine, there is no one you don't have to bother. This is what exactly we saw that. See, Trinachiketa, it's because basically it says it is not only Trinachiketa Agni, what we said is it is everyday life by surrendering and by offering ourselves to ourselves so that we elevate. And we have not attained the fullest evolution possible in this life. We are still evolving. It is a journey. This journey will not only continue in this birth, it has continued in earlier births also. It will continue in future births also. As Buddha has said, he has taken 17 births to finally evolve and get the nirvana. We may have him have the 17 crore birth, as the case may be, a 17 lakhs birth, depending upon the conditions we are in. So therefore, this evolution is the journey. We will have to enjoy the journey every moment of it. This is exactly what we have seen. So there is two aspects of the God we say, because two sides of the coin, because whenever something good we do, we also get the benefit, and he is observing and he is also happy, because I am giving the life energy to this person and he is getting it. Not only this, because of him, I am residing in so many other creatures, they are also going to get the benefit of it. And likewise, when something, untoward when we do, and he gives us more to correct ourselves, gives us an opportunity to correct ourselves, to get the clarity of mind to correct ourselves. Are we able to take that opportunity? That is what we saw that. So this has also been, just before that, and I will just quote one particular Bhagavad Gita. It is exactly because exactly it's the same, it is in the 13th chapter. The 13th chapter in Bhagavad Gita talks about Kshetrajna Kshetra. The body is the temple where Kshetrajna, he resides. He is by your side. He is by the side of the soul to give all the energy, all the advice, and always looking up to talk to you, but you don't talk to him. Because you are indulging when you are you are living in this world, you don't have any time to give a meditation or adhyatma, as the case may be. When you do meditation, you are giving a time to yourself. That is the most precious time. Even if you are giving 10 minutes, half an hour or 1 hour 2 hours, because what happens in meditation? You are going into the internal journey. The internal journey it is an interstellar space. It is not that something, because limited, you go in and it takes you to the highest possible levels. So, Nichoja Bhavam Gataha, because when Bhagavacharya said, you have to evolve yourself, that potential inside to the entire fullest potential, you will have to flourish means you will have to get into Adhyatma as much possible. It's not that you will always meditate and all. Do everything with excellence and give it as a sort of, it is a sort of opportunity given and because given to me so that it has been done through me. I have not done anything and all. Once you have the doership, it's not yours and it's done someone. Same thing has been done by, told by this 23rd mantra of 13th chapter. Ubadrishtano Anumanta na Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. Ubadrishtano Anumanta in the sense, he is the overseer. There is a job called overseer, in those early days. I don't know whether we remember or not. Overseer is, he will not be doing the work. He will be overseeing what others are doing. Managers, in the organization, they are also overseeing. Sometimes they have to do certain jobs assigned to them also. So God is like an overseer. He is with you. He is helping you because He knows you have got your vasanas. You will have to exhaust the vasanas. That's why you have come into this world. You have to exhaust your prarabdha karma. That's why you have come into this world. He wants to help you to exhaust your prarabdha karma and not to accumulate any more agami karma. So that, once you don't have any further karmas, you will become evolved. Not that, you will be getting the birth and life and death and birth, will not be taking place. That is one thing. Another thing is, even if you come into this world, you will be someone who is going to help everyone. Either as a guru or either as a person, who has created an organization for welfare of the entire humanity, animals, flora and fauna. You will be someone like that. We may be knowing, because one vice president, who was very famous, and he got the Nobel Prize also. He couldn't win the elections in American politics, because he was talking about climate change and all. Flora and fauna you talked about. No one is interested. Everyone is making, how many dollars we will make, how much GDP is there, and the GDP is, it is not, because spiritual GDP and all. It only gives how much you exploited this world, how much you have shortchanged the other person. But GDP is the index, by which the wealth of a nation is being contained, but it doesn't have the element of the nobility, how people could live in harmony. So higher the GDP, you will have more disharmony. Why so many shootings are taking place in the United States? Why so many lunatics are there and so many psychological problems are there? The psychosomatic consultants are more in US than anywhere else. Every city you will have, this consultant of psychosis, the psychiatrists are there. They are flourishing. In fact, there was a story, in Pittsburgh, when one of our Swamiji had gone, there were two psychiatrists. One of them was asking, because they were meeting each other, because they are and they came to meet the Swamiji together. When they were discussing, because one of the psychiatrists asking, because how you are able to live through, every day I am hearing so many problems, unimaginable problems. People are coming with this and divorces and fights and all sorts of accusation against the parents, children, and all. How you are able to do? And he said, look, the other person was telling, because how come, you are able to manage all these things? Both of them are psychiatrists. That's mine. The other person said, you are hearing, that's why your problem. I don't hear anything. I only give advice. That's all. And what I give the advice as I would prefer to tell them in which they are able to grasp it. That's all. But I don't hear anything at all because they are not able to understand themselves. By hearing them trying to give you do like this and all, you are only complicating the things. Once you know you have got somebody and you don't have to depend on anyone else and you have got such a great power with you and he is going to guide you, the psychiatric problem will not be there. Luckily in our country it is not there at the moment. It may happen in times to come because we do have so many complications created by ourselves. The life is a very simple, it is a linear, but we have made it non-linear, discontinuous and crooked and we are suffering ourselves. As long as you keep it everything simple, Yes, look, because this is in the, at the present moment I have to do, I do it, and let me do it. It's not that, you just at times find out, just reflect on yourself. Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana is a reflection on ourselves. When we try to find, you will find the clarity of the mind, the answer to all your problems. And when you do that, as long as you do it, to the best of it, and don't find, because I should be getting this, I should not be getting this and all, whatever you deserve will automatically come. Once you do that and you offer only your excellence and be at that moment, that is, the life is simple. But are we able to do it? We will not be able to do it because happiness is inside us, but we are not able to access to that. That is only through Adhyatma we will be able to do it. If you don't have the access to happiness, that means you have not gone into the Adhyatma. Once you have gone into the Adhyatma and the happiness in it, because you will not have any complaints. You will not be complaining about anyone, not about yourself also. I am very unfortunate, I should have been put in those schools, by my parents. I could not be. So what if they have given you whatever is there, enough, and it is for you to take it. They have given you the spark. This is where what exactly happens, because God has given us the spark. You have to keep up the spark, but you are dousing the spark by indulging in this world. So if you take a lighter and put it in a glass of water, and then it will not be light up. But the glass of water is like a world and your desires and indulgence and your likes and dislikes. You get into that, you will not be able to. But if you are keeping but you need someone to give the spark. That is the Guru. When you indulge and you are not able to get, you lose the spark. A Guru, that is Upanishad, and the Acharyas, they give them. Once you get the spark, then it will be able to slowly, because you need someone to do it. Not someone to dip you into the water. Deep water. That's what is happening to us. The Upanishad tells us that is it. So what happens? He's the one inside us. He's a Bharta, they say. Bharta, we call it, normally in early days, husbands are called Bharta. Bharta is supposed to be in master, that is one of the meanings. It has got other meanings also. Master in the sense who is able to guide you, who will be able to give all the resources, who will give to all the facilities to you. And Bhokta, he is the one enjoying whenever you do the good deeds. He is Maheshwara. This is what, the Gita 13th chapter 23rd mantra says. Upadrashtan Anuganta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. He is the one. Paramatmeti cha apyukto. Paramatma, because when Paramatma whom we say, when we call him the supreme proprietor, who overseer and permitter, who is known to the super soul, he is by the side you, he enjoys whatever you are doing after to him. That's why whatever you call, you call him Bhagavan, Paramatma, this and that and all, he is always there to guide you and help you. And he is there, he is the master who is helping you. He is also helping, he enjoys whenever you get the benefit of it. He is also helping you when you are in a dire problem. That's what it says. It in the body there is another, because the transcendental is always there. To reach him, you have to get into there. Once you are able to get it to him, you will be able to listen to you. You will be able to discuss with you. He will be able to give the clarity of the mind. This is what, because this is the first mantra we talked about in the third Valli. It's a very important mantra. Now we are going into the next mantra. We will just recite the mantra because we will just give the cursory meaning of it. We will go into the depth, because next week or the next session, as it may be, I will be telling about it. 1.3.2 is the mantra. It is in your page number 66 of the document I have given. Yashetur Ijananam Aksharam. Yasetum Ijananam Aksharam. In the sense, who is inside you, who is enjoying whatever good things you are happening, he is trying to help you whenever you are in a problem. And who is also, because the oneness, when we call it, once you lose your I, you become I, because in the sense, oneness is like as Madam has sent Khalil Gibran, the river gets into the water should lose its identity. Because as the Gibran says, you have to take the risk of getting it. Here you have to take the sort of effort of getting into the highest elevation. That is Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana. Once you get into that, the droplet uses its identity. You become a part of the river. So in this way, in one of the great Mahans, and as well as Mahatma Gandhi has said, if a drop of water thinks it's a drop of water, is being thrown out. But if you are part of the sea, you will be enjoying like waves. and you will be enjoying, even when the tsunami takes place, you will be part of the sea. And when everything goes fine, you will also be part of the sea. When the sea is placed, you will be part of the sea, and you have lost your identity. You don't have anything left, like a camphor. You have not left anything, any sediment, behind you and all. So that is the highest. But is it possible? It is only possible for the highest people who have attained the spiritual labs, what we can call, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramanana Maharshi and all. They've all got that. But as long as you have the body, mind, and intellect and live in this world, the bhakti is very important. That is why you have to surrender and make him a partner. And whenever things, don't think, I don't have anybody and all. Even if you have got a court case going, because it is such a complex case, you think of him. He will give you the clarity of the mind. And what relief you want, he will be able to tell you. Let me tell you, in the courts, all our lawyers, great lawyers argue, but most of the things they miss is what is the relief they want. Those who are in the legal profession, they will understand. You don't know what relief you want. You just for the heck of it file a case, but you just go about it. Suddenly, you got this court and higher court and still higher court, Supreme Court and all of them. The lawyers will make money. You will not be able to make money. If you are very, very sort of intelligent enough, if you have got the discriminating power, God-given discriminating power, you will be close it at the end itself. Instead of talking to the lawyer, you will be talking to your opponent or the adversary as you think, because you may become a friend also. With that, you should be able to close. So that you don't need even an arbitration. No arbiter need to come and help you and all. It will all happen. This comes only when you are able to surrender yourself. This is what Seturayam is. E Jananam Aksharam. E Jananam Aksharam in the sense, he is the one finally who has created the world and who has given you everything and all in the Prakriti, everything is given. E Jananam Aksharam. Yajna is the word, root word for this. From Yajna it comes E Jananam Aksharam, the one who was created, because it is, you can call it Vishnu, you can call it the absolute, the Brahman who is there and all. Aksharam Brahma Yat Param, because he is taking you to the other side. Yat Param in the sense, on the other shore, we are in this shore. We will have to cross the shore, cross the river of samsara. Samsara is nothing but as long as you have the thoughts, because and desires, the samsara. Once you elevate yourself, you got the boat of Adhyatma and you will be able to Adhyatma Agamane, you will be able to see the other shore, very easily. This is what Abhayam Tirtisham Param, because you will not be having any fear. Once you know you got a boat to cross and you got the boat has been provided by the master and he is going to take care of you, you don't have anything to worry about at all. Because Nachiketam Shakemasi, because the Nachiketa Agni, what we call Shravana Manana, reflection and all, he's not only that, the power in whom we are seeking, the one who is giving power to everything, including Panchabhuta, he is going to be helping you. So taking that into account, you will be crossing the entire ocean of samsara in the sense. What it says is you need to get into the sadhana. Sadhana is already sort of told in very, very clear terms, in this last mantra. So we will also recollect what are all those things. This sadhana is going to be taken to the highest level in the next mantra. We will be seeing it. It will be called the chariot metaphor. Most of you might have taken in somewhere, rather heard it somewhere or other, because they would have talked about chariot metaphor. The chariot metaphor comes also in Gita in 2 or 3 places. What is the chariot and why the metaphor has been used? And to help us to make the sadhana to attain whatever we are doing, to see, to reach the other part of the shore, to have a boat to cross the samsara, and to go to the highest level, where we become the flourishing to our full potential. Nichocha bhavam gataha, the seed, what we have to do. This is what we are going to see in the next session. In fact, next week also I have to travel, on Friday. Perhaps week after next, we will be having the session. In fact, next week, 29th, I think we will be having in all probabilities on 6th of August, that is the next Friday, we will be having it. And in the meanwhile, we will go for a small meditation because today, since we have come, after a grand, celebration of Upanayam of our grandson and the holy place of Udupi, in the place, where Madhvacharya was born, with all the, because pristine, pure, the natural surroundings when we had it, we had a wonderful time.